secure, borderless.
Hello, good evening and welcome to our second edition of UBC News tonight on this 24th day of April 2022. Before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories of the night. All right, I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto with Muhammad Mugalu on sign language interpretation. We start off with our fast headlining story this evening. Rwanda President Paul Kagame has arrived in Uganda today afternoon for talks with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and also to attend Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugab's birthday state dinner at State House in Entebbe. Now here's some of the videos recorded earlier on today. The Vice President, Major Jessica Lupo, has commissioned a 1.7 billion Uganda shillings PALAM Seed Secondary School in Olimlim Sub-County, Katakwi District. The school is among the 70 schools that have been constructed in the first phase of the Uganda Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfer Program, which was launched in 2019. The program is funded by the World Bank. Under the program, the Ministry of Education and Sports plays the supervisory role, while the Ministry of Local Government handles the procurement part of the construction.
The Vice President, retired Major Jessica Lupo, who is also the woman member of Parliament, Katakwi District, has said the construction of city secondary schools is a government initiative. Alupo, who represented the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, at the commissioning of PALAM Secondary School in Olimlim Sub-County, Katakwi District, emphasized that the government is committed to delivering education services to all Ugandans. She explained that on accessibility, every parish in Uganda must have a primary school, every sub-county must have a secondary school, and every county must have a technical institute. That's by policy.
Government is committed to delivering education service to all the people of Uganda based on accessibility, quality, and relevance. And on accessibility, by policy, every parish in Uganda must have a primary school. Every sub-county in Uganda must have a secondary school. And every county in Uganda must have a technical institute.
In line with quality, Alupo said, government recruits teachers and distributes instruction materials to schools in form of textbooks, computers, among others, to ensure teachers deliver quality education to Ugandan children.
The government recruits teachers. The government recruits trained teachers so that the teachers deliver quality education. And government also provides instructional materials in form of textbooks and computers and also chemicals and test tubes. So I would like to call upon teachers to keep in mind that when we are talking about quality of education, first and foremost, it revolves around them.
Alupo also said government reviewed the education curriculum of lower secondary education to ensure the education delivered in both private and government schools is useful to the learners. She asked officials in the Ministry of Education and Sports to install panels in these seed schools to facilitate the teaching and learning as they wait to be connected to the national grid. She lauded the ministry for installing water harvesting facilities in the schools being constructed. The Assistant Commissioner in charge of secondary school in the Ministry of Education and Sports, Moses Masingo, said PALAM Seed Secondary School is one of the 117 seed secondary schools constructed by government under the Phase 1 of the World Bank-funded Uganda Intergovernment Physical Transfers Gift Program.
Commissioning ceremony for PALAM Seed Secondary School. As most of you are aware, government in collaboration with the World Bank have been implementing the Uganda Intergovernmental Physical Transfers or UGANDA'S program since financial year 2018-2019. But Your Excellency, I'd like also to note that as government programs and preparation go, this is happening. The date indicated should also recognize that this idea started when you are heading this sector. It is under your leadership that we need embarked on the sub-county mapping to determine which sub-counties don't have secondary schools, which sub-counties have land, and which ones have community schools to either be grant-aided or for construction.
The LC5 chairperson, Godfrey Omoro, commended the government for considering Katake districts among the first beneficiaries under the U gift. He, however, requested the Vice President to follow up on the issue of electricity supply to the schools so that students learn in time of the day. The Katakwi District Education Officer Angela Otim also commended the government for constructing of the school and said that the new structures will help improve students' enrollment.
Women in Chiboga district have been challenged to embrace government development programs for better livelihoods. Prime Minister Robin Nabanja fronts the recently launched parish development model as a game changer for Uganda's socio-economic progress. Nabanja sounded this while presiding over Mothers Union Day celebrations, where she donated 10 million Uganda shillings for boosting their income-generating projects.
Chiboga Town Parish Church was the place to be on Saturday, as parishioners celebrated Mothers Union Day. The occasion, which was also used to raise funds for completing a building complex, was officiated by Premier Robin Nabanja. Treated to a guided tour, Nabanja was impressed by the exhibitions staged by the Mothers Union and the Christian Women's Fellowship.
Tubasaba muddemu amaanyi nti olwaleero Nabanja yakisobola nange nsobola. Tuli fenna kale buli muntu agambe munne nange nsobola.
The projects include beekeeping, charcoal briquette making, and a building project.
Mungeri yonna gy'oba oli mu ssaawa eyo oba otunda ffene gwe mulimu okukoza eki oguliwo gukole n'omutima ogu. Nze bwe bampa obwatwazala bwa NRM omulimu nagukola na mutima ogu. Kakati bampadde ogwa Prime Minister omulimu ngukoze na mutima ogu. Ate nja gukola ngukolere ddala n'abantu abaali banyooma bawulire nga baswala.
The Premier, who donated 10 million Uganda shillings to the Mothers Union projects, decried the habit of illegal charges in government facilities, especially health centers. She reminded MPs, RDCs and COWs to carry out periodic inspection of government facilities.
Kati juzi nabadde kyotera nesanga nga abakyala abazadde abazaala buli azaala mu ddwaliro wa mitwalo 2 amwavu wa 10 bwe biba biri wano Kiboga nabyo mbisazizaamu. Eryo eddwaliro lya gavumenti tebasaanye kusasula kukulongoosa.
Speaking at the same occasion, Energy Minister Ruth Nankabirwa castigated members of the opposition for over-politicking. She challenged them to embrace government's development agenda.
Sijja kusirika abantu okujja nga bayisaamu amaaso abakulembeze naddala President Museveni ekifo ky'ekituluma. Naye projects tujja kutambulira wamu ate tekiriimu sitaani w'okwogera nti layini y'amasannyalaze eno Museveni abeewo kubanga amasannyalaze yagayiiyiza.
The guest preacher, who is also the Vice President of Mothers Union in Mityana Diocese, Esther Namisango Seguya, encouraged women to consolidate women's empowerment initiatives.
Tulina okwezaamu essuubi nga Yeremiya bw'alaga nti bwe yakijjukira nti nkijjukira ekyo kyenvudde embeera n'essuubi. Naawe gamba nti nkiyitamu leero naye nkyannina ki?
On his part, Bishop Emeritus Wilson Mutebi thanked the President for appointing the first woman Prime Minister. The occasion was also attended by area MPs and district leadership.
Bakansala ba district abo bagaggawadde kana akamiliyoni.
The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, who is also founder and patron of Uganda Women's Effort to Save Orphans, has officially launched UWESO's strategic plan for the period of 2021-2030. Janet Museveni unveiled the 10-year strategic plan under the theme Empowering Girls, Boys and Youth to Survive and Thrive, during a function that was held to also celebrate 35 years of UWESO's existence.
The Uganda Women's Efforts to Save Orphans, UWESO strategic plan for 2021-2030 has been launched under the theme Empowering Girls, Boys and Youth to Survive and Thrive. The founder and patron of UWESO, Mrs. Janet Museveni, who is also Minister of Education and Sports, officiated at the function which took place at Kololo Independence Grounds.
I now have the pleasure of declaring the UWESO Strategic Plan 2021-2030 officially launched.
UWESO was founded in 1986 by a group of women volunteers mobilized by the First Lady, Mrs. Janet Museveni, to support young children who had been orphaned as a result of political turmoil and the HIV/AIDS pandemic. Mrs. Museveni gave glory and honor to God for the founding of UWESO, saying,
I stand here today at the threshold of a new and profound beginning yet again. In answer to God's calling for us, yet again, to stand as mothers of this nation, who must rise up to answer to the call of our children.
She called upon UWESO and the mothers of Uganda to stand yet again to protect, the children, just like the women who rose up to stand in the gap to protect the vulnerable children of Uganda in 1986.
When UWESO was founded in 1986, we raised up as mothers of this nation to stand in the gap to protect the vulnerable children of Uganda. Today, I'm calling upon you, UWESO, and mothers of Uganda listening to the sound of my voice anywhere in our country, to stand up yet again to protect our children.
Mrs. Museveni explained that a good proportion of young people fall in the category of the vulnerable for various reasons, including household poverty, lack of education, opportunities, lack of skills to help them earn a living, child marriages, domestic violence, child trafficking, and many other hazards and threats. The situations, she said, have been gravely aggravated by the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused most services to shut down, including schools, and exposed thousands of young people to grave danger. Mrs. Museveni also urged Ugandans, especially mothers, to support the national campaign against teenage pregnancies, defilement, child marriages, and promotion of positive parenthood.
The campaign, which emphasizes positive parenting, is championed by the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Major Alupo Jessica, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, and myself. I am personally working towards, in the near future, mobilizing whole communities to determine that they will literally demonstrate that the willingness to be the village that commits to raising their children.
The campaign was launched by the Ministry of Education and Sports in partnership with UNICEF and UNFPA. Rosemary Tumsime Vikako, the chairperson UWESO National Executive Committee, said that the 3.5 decades of UWESO's journey has seen it evolve from just a relief organization to a broad-based children's and youth-focused organization.
And since the beginning, in 1986, we have been driven by the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because we are.
She said that UWESO's Strategic Plan 2021-2030 aims at achieving improved development and learning of children, girls and boys, safeguarded from any form of violence and abuse, empowered and self-reliant youth, sustainable livelihood, and a strong and sustainable UWESO. Daniel Nyirandutie, the Deputy Mission Director, USAID, said that since 2005, the U.S. government, through USAID, has supported UWESO in strengthening institutional and technical capacity, as well as collaborated to deliver services to orphans and the vulnerable children.
In Busia District, together with communities and government authorities, UWESO supported 3,000 beneficiaries with services including nutrition support, livelihood, psychosocial support, violence prevention, and treatment adherence, resulting in increased suppression in viral load from 87 to 92% in just over a period of 6 months.
USAID pledged to continue supporting UWESO in its undertakings. This report was compiled by Pros Basangwa.
The principal judge, Justice Flavian Zeja, has survived an assassination attempt by unknown gunmen around Buama on the Kampala-Masaka highway. According to sources, the judge's vehicle is at Buama police station waiting for forensic teams from Kampala. The unknown gunmen reportedly started shooting at the principal judge's car, hitting the rims. The judge and the occupants of his car were reportedly secured by his escorts.
No, there hasn't been any attempt on the principal judge before. This is the first incident.
The judiciary has condemned the gun attack against the principal judge, Justice Dr. Flavian Nzaija, who was traveling to Kampala.
The principal judge was returning from a private function in the West last evening between 7 and 8 p.m. On their way, gunmen opened fire on their convoy. They first targeted to hit the tires, but they didn't get them, and they now started shooting randomly. We thank God that the vehicles were able to go through without the tires bursting, and they were able to drive up to Kampala. There is no one who was hurt in the team. I have had the chance of meeting the principal judge, and also I met the security team. They are all in good condition.
According to the judiciary spokesperson Jameson Karimani, neither Nzaija nor his entourage was hurt.
The vehicles were affected because the windscreen of the principal judge's vehicle, which he occupied, was shattered. It was affected, plus some parts of the vehicle where the bullets touched.
The incident is reported to have happened after Mitara Maria Trading Center along Masaka Kampala Road.
They were shooting from one direction. When the convoy approached, they started shooting in front of the first car, which was the lead car, and the lead car managed to drive through. Now they opened fire on all of them after they had seen that they were continuing to drive through.
According to Karimani, the security details of judicial officers needs to be addressed.
Not every judicial officer has been given that kind of security. It's only judges who are entitled by the nature to have guards at their homes, plus a bodyguard who moves with them. But for the rest of the judicial officers, it has been a response to security threats to beef up the security of those people. So possibly it has to be considered that every judicial officer should be looked into and given sufficient security.
Justice Dr. Flavian Nzaija is the third in command in the judiciary hierarchy.
We are going to mark the memory of the death of Joan Kagezi, who was gunned down. And when such an incident happens, of course, it instills fear in all the judicial officers.
The failed attack on Nzaija's life comes in a year after silence attacked the Works and Transport Minister, General Katumba Wamala, killing his daughter and driver. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
The Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has called for investment in sports and entertainment sectors to benefit the youth. Muhoozi said this during his birthday party organized by friends and fans at Lugogo Cricket Oval.
It was a day filled with funfair, excitement, music and feasting. Friends of the Commander Land Forces in the UPDF, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, were here to celebrate his 48th birthday. As early as midday, Lugogo Cricket Oval Stadium was full to the brim with friends and supporters of Lieutenant General Muhoozi. And at 6:30 p.m, the main celebrant Muhoozi Kainerugaba arrived amidst cheers and ululations. A-list entertainers took to the stage to entertain the guests. These included performances from Bebe Cool, Vinka, Winnie Nwaji, among others. In attendance to celebrate with Lieutenant General Muhoozi were a number of leaders, business people, friends and relatives. Addressing the gathering, Muhoozi thanked his supporters for showering him with love at numerous bashes organized across the country.
I cannot thank everybody who turned up for this event enough. It has really touched my heart to know that so many people in Uganda recognize the work that we have been doing all these years. Not only me, but me and my comrades in UPDF.
He called on government to prioritize investment in sectors that benefit the youth.
There is a very, very strong and vibrant youth movement in this country. Actually, I think it is the strongest force in Uganda right now. It is imperative that all of us in government, any position of leadership, recognize this and start solving the problems of the youth and looking into their interests.
Lieutenant General Muhoozi also talked about Uganda's renewed relationship with Rwanda, saying that this should be harnessed.
You remember the border was closed for 3 years and people at the border were suffering. No trade, no money, no business. But more than that, people were suffering because they were not able to go and visit their families and friends across the border. So this was a big problem. But we thank God, God has also solved that problem. Our relations are good and they are going to get even better. I'm very confident.
A 10-minute fireworks display capped the event, preceded by cake cutting. Sharon Chomdisha, UBC News.
Now, the previous story of the judges, the principal judge, Justice Flavian Zeja's attempted assassination. We earlier said that the judge's vehicle was at Buama police station, but I will make a correction there. The judge's vehicle proceeded to Kampala and is awaiting a forensic team to take a look at the vehicle. Now moving on, the Archbishop Emeritus of Tororo Archdiocese, Dennis Lote KIWANUKA, has died. He passed on this morning, as the Sunday, the 24th of April 2022, at Nsambya Hospital, where he was admitted on the 12th of April 2022. The news of his demise was announced by the current Archbishop of Tororo, Dr. Emmanuel Obo, this Sunday morning. According to Obo, the 84-year-old cleric breathed his last at Nsambya Hospital. The Most Reverend Dennis Lote KIWANUKA, Emeritus Archbishop of Tororo, served as the second Bishop of Tororo after the diocese received the status of an archdiocese. Lote was born on the 25th of March 1938 at Palisa and was ordained to priesthood by Bishop James Odong on the 19th of December 1965. After serving the Diocese of Tororo in many capacities for several years, Father KIWANUKA was consecrated first Bishop of Kotido on the 8th of June 1991. After several years of pioneering the diocese, Pope Benedict XVI appointed him on the 27th of June 2007 to return to Tororo to serve as the second Metropolitan Archbishop. Archbishop KIWANUKA served Tororo until the second day of January 2014, when Pope Francis accepted his retirement. Now, refugees in West Nile are calling for an increment in the food ratio they get. Currently, each person refugee receives 7 kilograms of beans and posho for a period of 1 month. They're also calling for ways in which they can get access to more land for agriculture in order to complement what they get from the World Food Programme.
Refugees in West Nile have raised the need to increase their food ration. Refugees in West Nile and Acholi sub-regions have experienced a reduction in food rations of 70% and 60% respectively following the outbreak of COVID-19. In company of posho and beans, 5,000 shillings is given in cash so that a person can buy on cooking oil from the market. Moses Towongo and Faida Amito, both refugees from Village 5 and 1 respectively in Bidibidi, said the ration they receive cannot support them for an entire month.
They said it's for 1 month, but it cannot reach 1 month. The cooking oil, it's also not enough. And we're urging if there will be some increasement, that the ratio will be increased, it is okay.
Even me, I am not happy because this food is not enough. For cooking oil, 1 cup is 5,500.
According to Moses Towongo, giving them more land to practice agriculture will complement the food ration that they get from WFP.
If there will be some land that they will be able to allocate for us so that we go and dig in order to add the fuel that they give to us, it is very important.
The head of WFP Arua office, Siridion Usengumuremie, explains how WFP was compelled to reduce the food ration.
WFP was compelled to reduce the ration downwards. We are now using 70% of the ration in West Nile region and 60% in Acholi region. And each beneficiary is receiving 5,000 Uganda shilling this month to top up on the food they receive in the cereals and the pulses. And then they can use this cash to go and purchase vegetable oil on the local market themselves. So again, this is because of the funding situation.
The resident coordinator of United Nations in Uganda, Her Excellency Susan Ngongi Namondo, says the reduction in food ration is an unanswered concern now, which will be looked into with a focus on promoting livelihood opportunities in the refugee settlements.
The issue is funding right now. Our friends in World Food Programme are facing some challenges. So in Bidibidi, my understanding is the ration now is at 70%, so that's 30% less. We are trying to advocate for more funds, but also on the other end is how to use the funds that we have much better. There's a lot of emphasis now, if you heard on the meetings, talking about livelihood opportunities, how to help people be in a position to make more of their own money to be able to complement some of the assistance that they're being given. So it is a concern now, there's no answer, we're working on it.
However, the need for food by refugees will continue to rise as production of children increases on a daily basis in the settlements. Joseph Odama, UBC.
200 students and 100 teachers from 100 schools across the country have participated in Stanbic Bank Empowering the Job Creators of Tomorrow National Schools Championship, in which 100 entrepreneurial ideas were initiated. The participants were initiated in areas of personal finance, business innovations, entrepreneurship, and lifelong skills towards the fulfillment of 7 sustainable development goals.
Now, this Stanbic Bank has really given me strength through all the conventional talks we have had from motivational speakers who have given us the confidence.
This year's Stanbic Bank National Schools Championship, in which 100 schools, 200 students and 100 teachers participated, has won at an event held at Gayaza High School near Kampala.
Stanbic is giving us such an opportunity to
speak and build our confidence and get better at it.
Then how to value ourselves as we continue studying. That is a big connections.
The week-long event, held under the theme Empowering the Job Creators of Tomorrow, has been sponsored by Stanbic Bank Uganda and the Ministry of Education and Sports.
If you have a group of students every year that come up with entrepreneurial skills, that come up with financial literacy skills, that come up with confidence to be able to sell those businesses that they have, we shall get customers for tomorrow. That is a given. But also, we are giving back to the community.
The Stanbic Bank National Schools Championship 2022 equipped students with skills in financial literacy, business innovation, life skills, proposal writing and networking among secondary school students and teachers.
Financial skills, how to transact, how to network, because our network and our network is built on networking. And so we learned how to interact with people, we learned how to work in teams, we learned team leadership, we built our skills in relation to finance as well as the global world.
The National School Championship is an annual event that has been running for the last 7 years with support from Stanbic Bank.
We had a lot of training for both the students and the teachers to help them to become more rounded in their education.
This championship has empowered me, has given me strength, has given me a sense of reasoning. Not that we are all winners, but in the end, we find that we are people who can do something.
Deo Habimana, Irene Nakungu, UBC News.
How to balance my
The National Resistance Movement Parliamentary Caucus members want changes made in the execution of their duties in Parliament to boost their performance. Some of the changes include reducing numbers of members of Parliament, and this was during the NRM MPs and whips meeting from different regions held in Entebbe.
Since we are a party in the government, we need to put our act together so that issues that affect our people are always considered within the party, and then by the time we go on the floor of Parliament to perform our 4 roles of legislation, appropriation, oversight and representation, we are well equipped.
The numbers of members of Parliament on the floor of Parliament, we are too many. We are 529. How do you expect quality debate when they give you just 2 minutes to speak? This is almost impossible to bring the point. The order paper comes minutes to entering into the House. It doesn't give parliamentarian time to research and debate on the floor of Parliament.
As members of Parliament, think about it. And think about this country, we shall not do much even with the rules. I've been struggling, I am doing it slowly but sure. I know it will not be friendly, but I want to move a motion that will reduce Parliament.
I totally support Honorable Naume, who is trying to prepare a motion to bring on the floor of Parliament, urging the government to reduce the number of parliamentarians. I would support that motion.
Because of their numbers and also the time Parliament starts discussion, I think that the clerk to Parliament and the Commission of Parliament is trying to review. Either Parliament starts its session early enough to give members of Parliament ample time to submit.
Well, UBC News takes a very short break, but we return with business stories.
Need to send money to a loved one, but you don't have enough on your phone? Have you run out of fuel, but you don't have enough money? Do you want to pay for your car or water, but have insufficient funds? Or do you want to shop, but you don't have enough money? Don't worry, get away with MTN Momo Advance. Momo Advance tops up your Momo to complete your transactions. Dial star 165 star 5 star 3 hash to apply. MTN Momo Advance is always available when you need it.
A World Cup in the desert? The first one in the Middle East. The first to be held at the end of the year? That's crazy. Get ready for spectacular moves, high-flying saves, unbelievable goals. Out of this world celebrations.
Would you believe it? What a moment here!
All 64 matches live. That's over 5,000 action-packed minutes of the FIFA 2022 World Cup Qatar. Now that's crazy. Catch all the action only on SuperSport, your world of champions. On Go TV. Love it.
Even with my grandson, a doctor at my side, I struggled to get the help I needed. But he saw something that day. He began to work day and night. He wouldn't quit, even when people said no. He wouldn't stop fighting. He knew something had to change, and his vision was bigger than anyone could imagine. He made it possible to receive quality medical services anywhere in Uganda by simply using a phone.
This is a story of a regular Ugandan just like you, who harnessed the power of technology to provide a solution for us. How about you tell us your story? UG needs more of you. To share your story, visit airtel.co.ug/UG needs more of you or call or SMS 162. Airtel, the smartphone network.
EdTech Monday Africa is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation's Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning in ICT and the Innovation Village. Over the last few years, there's been an accelerated push to incorporate technology into education in ways that drive learning. But is it ever too early to integrate technology in education? Can technology be used at the ECD level to lay the foundations for lifelong learning? If so, how? And what's needed to make that possible? Tune in to the EdTech Monday Africa as we answer these and more questions this Monday, the 25th of April 2022 at 6:30 p.m. East African Time on NTV and 7:30 p.m. East African Time on UBC TV. EdTech Monday Africa was brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation Center for Innovation Teaching and Learning in ICT and the Innovation Village.
ZEUA with Airtel Money Quick Loans. Get a top-up loan when you have insufficient funds to buy airtime, pay utility bills, or make payments at a local supermarket. Complete your transaction and pay later. Dial *185*7*10# to opt in. Get an Airtel Money Quick Loan and pay later. Do ZEUA with Airtel Money Quick Loans in partnership with Housing Finance Bank and powered by Yabex. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still watching UBC News Tonight. Now, in the world of business, the State Minister for Industry at the Ministry of Trade, Industries and Cooperatives, David Bahati, has requested local leaders and religious leaders to participate in the mobilization and sensitization of government programs for them also to lead people who are economically empowered. He clarified that government has been programmed to conduct sensitization programs of educating the people about the Parish Development Model Program, targeting 39% of households involved in subsistence economy. Bahati sounded the call while presiding at the official launch of Parish Development Model Program in Kabale District, held at National Teachers College, Kabale, in Central Division, Kabale Town.
Organize it, the enterprises that make commercial sense, and we are focusing on the 39% of the households in the subsistence economy, into the money economy, And when they organize at the parish level, under the leadership of the parish development committee, which is headed by the chairperson of the parish, the chairperson of the youth, the chairperson of the women, chairperson of people with disability, and the elderly, and then the parish chief. We think that this is going to help empower people economically, to educate people about this program, to popularize it, and to inform people, to listen to them like we have listened to people, so that as we move along, we can continue to refine it until it is successful. Okay. Focus on making sure that they identify enterprises that make commercial sense, get involved in them, and participate in this parish development model by accessing these resources that we are putting at the parish and developing themselves.
Subsistence farming, and we have people in the towns who are unable to use that money for subsistence farming. So I urge the government to also think about those people in the towns. Then another thing, we are talking about parish chiefs who are not in place playing their role, but we have to know why are not there in their places. So I think the government should give these parish chiefs allowances that they are going to use in this program. Thank you so much.
Efforts to improve the quality and quantity of Uganda's coffee has been boosted by a strategy by government to provide fertilizers directly to the farmers. The initiative has been rolled out by State Minister for Animal Husbandry, Bright Ramirama, at Kainohe grounds in Shema district.
State Minister for Animal Husbandry, Bright Ramirama, has started an initiative of providing free fertilizers to farmers in order to increase quality and quantity of coffee for the international market. This was at Kainohe grounds in Shema district, with a bigger intention for Uganda being able to raise 20 million bags of 60 kilograms each to hit the international market.
I'm very honored to be here to launch this very important program that is going to touch the lives of our farmers and transform the agricultural sector, specifically the coffee industry. The Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries through Coffee Development Authority is currently running a countrywide program to rehabilitate stump-old and productive coffee trees. The aim of this program is to increase coffee productivity and drive the subsector into achieving its targeted producing of 20 million 60 kg bags of green coffee.
This move, that has also been supported by local area members of parliament, is part of government's grander plan to improve the sector, and it started with provision of coffee seedlings.
Fertilizers which have been distributed will help us to boost production of the coffee and increase the yield per acreage, because we have old trees which are older than 8 years which have been stamped to encourage new coffee to grow. So by having fertilizers, we expect those trees to grow quickly and we produce more coffee.
As the people of this region, particularly Shema, we appreciate the government initiative of bringing fertilizer. You know, most of the soils had lost fertility. So boosting our coffee with fertilizer is going to boost productivity. And I think since we are fighting that people should get income, money in their pockets, this is going to support the farmers in this region, but also we are going to see most coffee being grown in the area.
I'm really very pleased that this day has taken place and we have been waiting for it. First and foremost, when you want something from other people, the farmers, you first train them. How can they get a first class of the grade? How can they maintain it? So today it has been a learning process.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
A World Cup in the desert? The first one in the Middle East. The first to be held at the end of the year? That's crazy. Get ready for spectacular moves, high-flying saves, unbelievable goals. Out of this world celebration.
Would you believe it? What a moment here!
All 64 matches live. That's over 5,000 action-packed minutes of the FIFA 2022 World Cup Qatar. Now that's crazy. Catch all the action only on SuperSport, your world of champions. On Gold TV. Love it.
Pay for your dream phone, PALAM. Get your dream phone today for as low as 1,400 Uganda shillings with free data for a year and pay slowly. All phones come with daily 50 MBs for 12 months. Repayment period is 1 year. Available at MTN service centers and M-Kopa shops.
Football packages, great entertainment,
Sports, the local content, telenovela, the movies.
There is something for everybody.
Go TV, this is where the stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, ZEUA. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Even with my grandson, a doctor at my side, I struggled to get the help I needed. But he saw something that day. He began to work day and night. He wouldn't quit, even when people said no. He wouldn't stop fighting. He knew something had to change, and his vision was bigger than anyone could imagine. He made it possible to receive quality medical services anywhere in Uganda by simply using a phone.
This is a story of a regular Ugandan just like you, who harnessed the power of technology to provide a solution for us. How about you tell us your story? UG needs more of you. To share your story, visit airtel.co.ug/UG needs more of you or call or SMS 162. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from the break, and now into the world of sports. Budo Senior Secondary School has improved its chances of winning a third post-primary football championship title after commanding a 1-0 victory over St. Andrew Kagwa. This Group E encounter was about the top two teams going into the game, and as it stands, Budo now tops Group E on 10 points ahead of another group fixture against Bulenge Comprehensive on Monday.
Action in the Uganda Senior Secondary Schools Association National Boys Championship has witnessed action with games in Arua City. Two-time winners Budo Senior Secondary School moved closer to the next round of games after edging St. Andrew in a top-of-the-table Group E clash. A lone goal by Andrew Epolu is all Budo needed to move clear atop the group on 10 points. Budo head coach Simon Peter Mugera believes the team that next plays Bulenge Comprehensive on Monday has acclimatized and good to go as the championship enters the crucial knockout stage.
Ndi musanyufu nti abaana bazze all out okulaba nga tufuna obubonero busatu ku muntu gwe tubadde twenkana naye obubonero kati tumusinga obubonero busatu. Bakoze nnyo okuva ku ntandikwa tukoze naddala nga yetulina omupiira tubadde very aggressive, passion ebadde waggulu, bakoze nnyo hard working okulanga tufuna obubonero busatu butuyamba okwetegekera games zaffe eziddako.
In other games played, Royal Giants walloped Arengs Siep Senior Secondary School 5-0 with goals by Shafiq Katende, Anar Awad and Stephen Walusimbi securing the points for the team that now tops Group C with 18 points.
But we are progressing well from the group stages to the knockout stages, and I'm sure we will do all our best to make sure that we proceed as far as we can.
In others, St. Mary's Kitende beat Buremba 1-0. Standard High School Zana edged Ngora 4-2, while Nkoma and Togo SS ended scoreless.
A non-governmental organization, Viva Konagwa Uganda, has organized a sports gala in Kitintale, purposely to help inculcate the values of clean drinking water, sanitation and hygiene. Now this follows on many other initiatives like the World Toilet Cup and hand washing competitions they have used to help improve Uganda's health.
Ugandans have increased their creativity in as far as targets to attain quality sanitation and hygiene are concerned. The latest group to come up with ideas aimed at instilling values of clean drinking water, sanitation and hygiene is Viva Konagwa Uganda, which set camp in Kitintale,
where we are having different games, and the main purpose of this event is to teach children about the values of having clean drinking water, the values of sanitation and hygiene. So we've had a number of different games, for example the World Toilet Cup, where children learn about the importance of targeting the hole and not defecating on top of the toilet. We've also had other games around hand washing, and the importance of this project is to make sure people learn the importance of clean water, sanitation and hygiene, so that they can prevent diseases. And also we have things, games to do with hand washing, so that people can learn about how to protect themselves against waterborne diseases. For example, today children learned about the importance of hand washing with soap so that they protect themselves from coronavirus, which is the big issue at the moment. Now this project has been taking place for over a month now, and it's been supported by GIZ Sanitation.
Viva Konagwa set camp at Mirambo football pitch, where they targeted several youngsters through fun games and dancing, while teaching basics like how to behave in the toilet.
So the reason why I'm on this campaign, I want to use my talent because I'm a dancer. So I'm here to teach my community how to use a toilet, how to keep their bodies clean, how to clean their water before they drink it.
Use dance as a universal language approach to teach people wash, water, sanitation and hygiene.
The respective winners all got water purifiers, with this project expected to reach all corners of Uganda.
And that wraps up this night's news bulletin. Thank you so much for your company, and also remember to have yourself a blessed week ahead. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazumoto and Muhammad Mugalun Sign Language. We wish you a blessed night and a blessed week.